We all make mistakes. But what if I told you that your mistakes could actually help you grow? In fact, a recent study found that 92% of people believe that failure is essential to learning and success. But here's the kicker, only 1 in 5 actually take action to learn from their mistakes. The rest? They let those mistakes drag them down. Why is that? The truth is, we often treat mistakes like enemies instead of teachers. We feel embarrassed, frustrated, or discouraged, and those emotions cloud our ability to learn. But with the right mindset and a bit of mindfulness, we can flip the script. What if instead of hiding from our mistakes, we embrace them as powerful tools for personal growth? In this guide, I'm going to show you how to turn your mistakes into a pathway to success. From learning to pause before reacting to using mindfulness to reflect and grow, each chapter will give you practical, simple steps to build a mindset that thrives on growth. Ready to transform the way you think about mistakes? Keep reading to find out how. Chapter 1: The Power of Pause. Embrace the space between action and reaction. The first step to turning mistakes into growth is to pause. Often, when we make a mistake, our initial reaction is to panic or feel ashamed. But mindfulness teaches us to take a step back before reacting. In that small space between the mistake and our response, we find clarity. Dr. John Kabat-Zinn, the founder of mindfulness-based stress reduction, says, "You can't stop the waves, but you can learn to surf." By pausing, we give ourselves the opportunity to surf through our emotions, rather than letting them overwhelm us. A study by the American Psychological Association showed that mindfulness helps reduce emotional reactivity, leading to better decision-making. So, the next time you make a mistake, try counting to 10 or taking a few deep breaths. This simple action can help you respond thoughtfully instead of impulsively. Chapter 2: Mindful Rewind. Viewing mistakes as learning landmarks. Once you've taken that pause, it's time to reflect. Instead of seeing mistakes as failures, view them as learning landmarks. Think of them as signposts on your path to success. Author Carol Dweck, known for her work on the growth mindset, argues that failure is not a permanent condition, but rather a learning opportunity. By reflecting on your mistakes with a growth mindset, you can see what went wrong and what you can do better next time. Consider Thomas Edison's famous quote, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." This mindset allows you to embrace mistakes without being discouraged. Mindfulness encourages you to stay present with your thoughts and emotions, helping you learn from each mistake without being consumed by regret. Chapter 3: Unpack the emotional baggage. Let go of the guilt after a mistake. It's common to feel guilt, frustration, or disappointment. These emotions can block your ability to learn and grow. That's where mindfulness comes in. Mindfulness teaches you to observe your feelings without judgment. By acknowledging emotions like guilt and letting them go, you free up mental energy for growth. Research from the University of California found that mindfulness practices can reduce emotional distress and increase emotional regulation. When you notice guilt creeping in, practice self-compassion. According to Dr. Kristen Neff, a leading researcher on self-compassion, treating yourself with kindness during moments of failure can help you move forward. Instead of beating yourself up, remind yourself that mistakes are part of the human experience. Enjoying this guide? Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more practical tips on living a mindful and growth-focused life. Chapter 4: The Rebirth of the Mind. Cultivating a growth-oriented mindset. Turning mistakes into growth requires a shift in mindset. When you make a mistake, don't let it define you. Instead, embrace it as a chance to improve. Research has shown that people with a growth mindset, those who believe abilities can be developed, are more likely to turn failures into growth. In her book Mindset, The New Psychology of Success, Carol Dweck explains that a growth mindset leads to persistence, resilience, and higher achievement. A simple strategy to cultivate a growth-oriented mindset is to ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Instead of focusing on the negative, focus on the opportunity to improve. Over time, This question will shift your thinking from self-criticism to self-improvement. Chapter 5. Mindful Action, Turning Lessons into Tangible Steps. Now that you've reflected on your mistake and learned from it, it's time to take action. The goal is not just to think about the lesson, but to turn it into tangible steps. Mindfulness helps you stay present and focused while taking these steps, preventing distractions from derailing your progress. According to a study by the Harvard Business Review, people who take mindful action are more likely to achieve their goals. When you approach your goals with mindfulness, you break them down into manageable steps, making them less overwhelming. Whether it's improving your work habits or adjusting your approach to relationships, the key is to take mindful, consistent action. Chapter 6. The Reflective Circle, Creating Continuous Growth from Every Experience. Finally, personal growth is a continuous process. Mindfulness isn't something you practice once and forget about. It's a habit you cultivate over time. Reflect regularly on your experiences, including your mistakes. This reflective practice ensures that you're always learning and growing from every situation. A study from the University of Cambridge showed that reflective practice can improve performance, whether in academics, work, or personal life. Create a simple routine where you check in with yourself at the end of each day or week. What went well? What mistakes can you learn from? This habit helps you stay on track and continue evolving. Mistakes are inevitable, but with mindfulness, they can become some of your greatest teachers. By pausing, reflecting, letting go of guilt, cultivating a growth mindset, taking mindful action, and reflecting regularly, you can turn every mistake into an opportunity for growth. Start today, and remember, as Buddha once said, the mind is everything. What you think you become. Through mindful reflection, you can transform your mistakes into powerful moments of personal transformation. Liked what you read? Subscribe for more tips on how to grow and live with mindfulness.